TV on Twitter and Civic Center TV 15 on Facebook. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Keefe. Thank you for joining us as we kick off another week in Greater West Bloomfield. Our top story from over the weekend comes not from on the lakes, but rather from in the Octagon, where a hometown hero is making his mark on the biggest stage. Austin Bashy, a West Bloomfield High School alum, took home his first UFC victory this weekend, winning his matchup versus John Yanis by way of a first-round submission. Really quick matchup. He took care of business right away. Bashy has been working up the pro ranks in the past years, detailing his journey to our team all throughout the process as he attempted to make his way to the UFC. Now he can check one more mark off his list of fighting dreams. We'll hear plenty more from Austin later on this week. Stay tuned. The biggest rising star in the UFC joins us Wednesday right here on the Splash Live. He'll be on our program. If you're watching the live show, you want to tune in during his interview as it happens. Wednesday morning, 10:20 a.m. Of course, you'll always find it on our Splash replays and on demand on civiccentertv.com. Across town, an historic local neighborhood has undertaken the process of, in part, becoming its own village. Daniel Zivian delivers this special report with more.
I'm at the entrance of Zox Cass Lakeside. It's one of the older subdivisions in West Bloomfield, and it's already in its own little world.
We have our own municipal water system. We have roughly 4 miles of roads that we maintain, 3 miles of canals that we maintain. We have 15 vehicular bridges, and all this infrastructure is over 100 years old. When we started looking around for road funding or for water funding, they assume in the first place that if you're managing all this infrastructure that you must be a municipality, so everything is written with that assumption in mind. And because of it, we don't qualify for any funding.
But without those funds, Cass Lakeside is an infrastructure time bomb. Some homes are separated from the mainland by 4 to 6 bridges.
If we weren't in a position to be able to, say, borrow money as a community to fix the bridges, then that responsibility would be for those individual homeowners. So that means they would either have to split the cost of a $1 million bridge, or they wouldn't be able to get emergency services. Fire trucks, ambulances couldn't come to their house. According to the township attorney, we'd be looking at possibly seeing those houses get condemned.
LeDuc says the process began 3 years ago, only securing approval from the State Boundary Commission earlier this year. LeDuc says it could not have been done without the support of his neighbors.
In a lot of communities, neighbors don't even know each other. And we pack our community center in these meetings that we have about the village. So it feels really good that so many people are willing to get together and take chances and solve problems.
LeDuc says residents will elect a 5-member charter commission this November with 3 chances to approve a charter in August 2026. Taxes will go up, but as LeDuc says, quote, there are no free options. For Civic Center TV, I'm Daniel Zivian reporting.
At this time, Zoxcast Lakeside is not officially a village according to West Bloomfield Township, but has taken the first steps in that process. And now they're at the point in the process where electing village leadership is that next step. As mentioned in the story, they will continue to be part of West Bloomfield Township proper and will still receive township services like police and fire, EMS, as well as library services and many more, but be able to collect their own taxes as well for those community improvements, as was mentioned in the story by Mr. Leduc. They do have their own water improvement services and so on and so forth that they need repair on, those bridges as well to connect Zoxcast Lakeside to much of the rest of West Bloomfield Township. So we will keep you updated on that story as more comes in, but that's the latest from Daniel Zivian from our team. Across town and still close to home, a special anniversary celebrated with some friendly competition. Civic Center TV intern Ishan Desai has the story.
Pickleball, phenomenon that has swept the nation, capturing both the hearts of the young and old. Today I'm standing in front of Pickle Rage, a facility that opened its doors just 1 year ago to West Bloomfield residents. Today I am checking in on both the staff and the patrons to see how they have enjoyed this first year.
I've been playing, this is my third year for it. I started out retired and a friend of mine said, hey, this looks like something fun to do. Started playing it, met a lot of great people, love it. I've met a lot of people here that come from other places that I've played with, so a lot of familiar faces, but met a lot of new people too. Competition's really good, just like to play here.
Yeah, the atmosphere is good because it's always 70 and partly cloudy in here. The weather's always perfect. The community in here is good. I see a lot of the same people all the time, so I meet make a lot of new pickleball friends and get a lot of new partners that I can play with. So it's kind of like almost like a community here because you make new friends and you get to play with a lot of the same people in leagues and in tournaments or just open play. I started here from the beginning, and like I said, it's kind of like a community here. So I've really become accustomed to enjoying the place. I'm comfortable here. I know a lot of the people, and it's pretty close to where I live. So those two factors make it the place of choice for me to play.
It was a great first year. I mean, we started off a little bit slow, and that was to be expected. Come the fall and the winter is when it really just popped. And then we're just kind of just riding out this popularity. I mean, every month, last month, for exact, we had 186 new people walk through the door that had never been here. The month before that was a little over 200. So people ask me all the time, do you think this, how long is it going to last? How long is the craze going to last? I think it's just starting.
How has it been seeing these communities being formed, these friendships being made, all these new faces, meeting people that they might not have if they had not come here?
Oh, that's the most fun part. I mean, there's two ladies that I just introduced last night to each other, and they played together all day today. We have another two gentlemen. One's probably in his mid-20s, the other is at least 50 plus. They've become almost best friends. They hang out here, they hang out outside of here. So that's been nice.
Yeah, so at first it was like a great networking opportunity just to meet people of all age groups, all walks of life. But after I joined my first league and started playing with people, I actually met a group of 4 people. We made a group. We play every week now together. So some very close friends that I've made just through pickleball.
Just the character of this group of people, just nice, fun people. They're in to have a good time. And it's truly about community, and they bring that into the club. And that's what I love about this club so much, is that just the community bond that we have. We're blessed, man. Like I said, Pickle Ridge chose West Bloomfield because of the popularity of the sport and the dense population of pickleball players. But at the end of the day, they chose us too. So to have all these people come in and celebrate with us, come in and enjoy the first year that we've had, and they've been just the biggest part of the success. So I'm grateful and thankful to them.
Pickle Rage opened its doors just 1 year ago to the residents of West Bloomfield. In that time, it has grown from not only a state-of-the-art facility, but to a tight-knit, vibrant community. Congrats on celebrating 1 year. I've been Ishan Desai with Civic Center TV.
as you're going through the community this weekend, later on, especially with August 8th being National Pickleball Day. Great place to go if the weather outside's a little bit too hot, a little bit too humid. There's always somewhere in the community to go play pickleball. More on Pickle Rage can be found on Facebook at Pickle Rage West Bloomfield or on their website on picklerage.com. As you're going through the community over the next few days, an added detour to keep in mind as all this local construction continues to happen. On major thoroughfares like Orchard Lake, the Orchard Lake Police Department posting late last week that Indian Trail, a key cut through connecting Orchard Lake Road to Lakeside Homes along Orchard Lake, of course, St. Mary's, and also a path north between Orchard Lake Road and Commerce Road without having to go around the perimeter of Pine Lake, will be closed on Tuesday this week. The closure, per the police, is part of the Oakland County Water Resources Commissioner's Office as they continue to do infrastructure repairs in the area. It is expected that Indian Trail will only be closed for Tuesday, but of course if that changes, you'll hear it right here on the Splash Live, and of course you'll be able to see more information and updates if changes do occur as a result of this project that affect Orchard Lake Road, Commerce Road, or of course the road in question here, Indian Trail. Facebook.com/Orchard Lake Police is the place to go for more updates on that. Close to home, one of the biggest fundraising events of the year aims to help people with special needs at an organization known around the world based right here in West Bloomfield Township. The Friendship Circle's Walk for Friendship fundraising efforts are underway, aiming to raise $1 million this summer to support their extensive programming. Here to tell us more is the director and co-founder of the Friendship Circle, Bazzi Shemtov, joins us on the Splash Live. Bazzi, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you on. The Walk for Friendship, one of the biggest events of the summer. It's kind of that last march into the late summer and into the early fall for a lot of people in Greater West Bloomfield. It all goes toward a good cause, and that's why there's that lofty goal of raising $1 million during this fundraising effort. Give us the background of why that's the number that the Friendship Circle is aiming for this summer.
You know, every year, every month, there are new programs that have to be started and continued, whether it's programs for our children's division or programs for our You Matter for our teens, or it's a vocational program or life skills for adults with special needs. We turn to you, to our community, to step in once again and be a part of this very special day where we celebrate people with special needs. And that's the time that we say, let's bring in together all of our efforts, large or small, every donation counts, to bring that $1 million so we could continue every day, every week of this upcoming year, the programs that our kids and teens and adults deserve.
And it's really important to note, too, that the $1 million here, like you said, it goes to support ongoing and into next year, these programs continuing, others that may pop up or may be necessary throughout the time. This isn't going into the coffers for a rainy day. This is just the very basics, and I think that's really important for people to understand.
Yeah, it's, if you just come by our camps, we're actually finishing this week as our last week of our 8-week camp. Mm-hmm. It is mind-blowing to watch the incredible connections and love and friendship that happens between our staff, our volunteers, and of course, our amazing children.
Walk, the number 4, friendship.com is the website if you want to make a donation or sign up for the Walk for Friendship, Sunday, August 24th, beginning at the Farber Soul Center and then moving all the way over to the Mir Center for a celebration as well. The goal, $1 million. They're just approaching $300,000 in fundraising pledged already as of the time that we're recording this interview. So off to a really great start, Bazzi, and I think that goes to show the kind of support that West Bloomfield and surrounding communities have for these programs. You are, as the co-founder of the Friendship Circle, you've had a front row seat to see how this organization has grown and why it's so important to people with special needs and their families all throughout southeastern Michigan. So if you could dive into that a little bit for us and explain how these programs have continued to be not only important to those families, but even more important as our society is complicated in recent years and in recent decades.
You know, I think about our community. I think about West Bloomfield and beyond, our Metro Detroit community, how fortunate we are to have a community that really believes in stepping into the responsibility role of really taking it as their responsibility, their initiative, their charity to say that they want to be a part of it. If a family has a child with special needs, we have hundreds of teens and hundreds of adults that really not only want to come in to be supportive, which we all should want to be supportive and do that good deed. Even more so, they are stepping in because they see the benefit and the beauty of somebody that has special needs. So although the family may have a hard time taking their child, their adult child or their younger child out shopping, out to the movies, out to hanging out in the park, and all of a sudden they have these teens and adults that really truly see their child for who they really are. And that's where we make the community their home. We make the place we make the community safe for their family, for their child, where they know that they belong. And that's actually our motto this year is You Matter. It's really telling each one of these families, their children, their adult children, that they matter. And at the same time, like you kind of alluded to, when we're talking to our teens, the teens of today, they realize that they matter. They are a part of what makes the incredible connection and the safe space for these children. They're the ones that make this possible. And at the same time, it's a win-win because our teens absolutely adore the kids. They don't want to leave. I've had some counselors literally crying. I thought something happened, and they are devastated the camp is almost over. So it's just an incredible win-win situation, and I'm so proud to be a part of it and be able to witness it so up close.
And these volunteers, these opportunities, these groups that have popped up over the years that have become staples of the Friendship Circle, they build these lifelong bonds that have a big impact, as you just mentioned, for volunteers, for camp counselors and other employees of the Friendship Circle. But what's even more important is if they're building those relationships and they're having those sorts of impacts on them, it's certainly having that similar impact on the people that these services are for. And so from your perspective, hearing from families, hearing from these individuals that are participating and benefiting from these programs, just how much of an impact does the Friendship Circle have on individuals and families with special needs here in Greater West Bloomfield and beyond?
I was at the talent show for the adult day camp the last day last week, and one of our adults stood up and looked at the director of the camp and said, "You are my best friend." And she stood up, and she's not one that usually would talk like that. And she gave her a big hug. You're talking about a mom who shared my most famous saying of when we walk into Friendship Circle, it's like walking into a big hug. Friendship Circle is a place where our families can finally feel completely welcomed, not judged, and safe, a place where they could really call home. So anybody that has a child with special needs, come check us out, be a part of it. The walk is a place for everyone. Everyone can feel comfortable. It's a real family event.
And you're really encouraging as people are getting out for the walk and doing their fundraising efforts. It's a team effort across the Friendship Circle organization, the West Bloomfield community, the surrounding area, and the special needs community to raise that $1 million. You're taking some creative license in that also to encourage people in different ways to get out and raise those funds, but also in different ways to bring people in and inspire them to take part in this as well. What are some of the creative methods that the Friendship Circle is encouraging in this particular fundraising effort in 2025?
So we've got families doing many different fundraising events, anywhere from lemonade stands to a pickleball tournament to Pilates. We have so many families really setting up their own mini little fundraisers for their team. And we have random people setting up pages. And like I said, large or small, anybody that brings in every dollar counts. Every dollar is going to add to that special experience for that child, teen or adult that has special needs, and as well our incredible teen volunteers and adult volunteers that gain so much from this experience. So if you go to walkforfriendship.com, you can start a page, you can donate. or just volunteer and be a part of the incredible experience.
Yeah, and they got a leaderboard up there too, a little friendly competition also. If you look at it, some of the top walkers, some of the top teams raising tens of thousands of dollars already for the Friendship Circle. The Believers already in the lead with just over $22,000 raised, closely followed behind by Johnson Girls on Fire in a close competition for second and third place with Adult Program All-Stars, both nearing $15,000. These are significant efforts that are being put in by volunteers, Bazzi. And what do you think that says about the commitment that the community has to helping this organization and helping the people, most importantly, that it benefits every day?
It's like we have hundreds of partners of people that truly are passionate, excited, and care just like we care. We have people that truly look at these children as shining stars, and they want to be a part of it. Of course, every single program needs more and more shining stars. So we so appreciate everybody's effort and love having the more partners, the better, to make this world, like you said, a better place. It brings some positivity, good energy, and a little bit of light dispels a lot of darkness. So we've got our work cut out for us, and we welcome everyone to join us.
Just at the corner of Walnut Lake and Drake Road, Sunday, August 24th. Registration opens at 10:30 a.m. if you'd like to participate in the walk. But the fundraising effort is already underway. All of that information, all those resources you may need to get involved and more, walk4friendship.com. And of course, you can also find them on Facebook at FC Michigan. Bazzi, before we let you go, this is open to everyone, not just people that are already involved with the Friendship Circle or have family members or other loved ones that are in these programs. So if people want to participate, what do you believe is the best first steps for them to take?
Correct. This is actually a pure free event. We want the entire community to feel welcome, and we encourage everyone to join. It is good to go on. We give free t-shirts. Go on to register at walkforfriendship.com. If you could give a donation, that is awesome. If you could fundraise, that's even better. But we want the entire community to join us at walkforfriendship.com. Register, make a team, whatever suits you, and come be a part of it.
Have a little fun, too. It's a 1.7-mile walk. You don't necessarily have to be part of the full 1.7 miles, but there's a carnival, there's activities, really friendly people along the way as well. It's great to get involved in that. Bazzi, thank you so much, as always, for your time, and best of luck with the Walk for Friendship this summer.
Thank you so much. Have a great week.
You as well. Walk4friendship.com is the website for more information and to get involved with the fundraising efforts. You can also join them at the corner of Drake Road and Walnut Lake Road on Sunday, August 24th. Registration for the event on site that day opens at 10:30 a.m. This evening in Sylvan Lake, it's your chance to advocate for your beloved local lakes. State Representative Noah Arbit is co-hosting a special town hall at the Sylvan Lake Community Center tonight at 6 p.m. alongside one of his colleagues, Representative Jennifer Conlin out of Washtenaw County. The forum will be focused on topics including boating safety, really important to our community at this time of the year, Michigan wetland and environmental policy, also a big sticking point here in West Bloomfield Township, as well as many other issues that you and others will be bringing up affecting our local inland lakes. The event is free to attend, but it should be noted you do need to register for the event for security purposes per Representative Arbit's office. More information on that and the form to register to attend the event can be found on Facebook at Rep Noah Arbit. One more time, that is facebook.com/Rep Noah Arbit. For more information, and one more time, that is the Sylvan Lake Community Center tonight at 6 p.m. A town hall discussion with the representative on all things inland lakes. So a bevy of different issues to go over. Close to home, one of the biggest fundraising events of the year is coming up. We just talked to the Bazzi Shemtov about that, but across town, another fundraising event that's also going to be a lot of fun for people, bringing laughter in a new program to help individuals and families here in the Greater West Bloomfield community. A night of fun and laughter at Covenant Baptist Church as Chris Wineland brings his comedy that has been featured on local comedy stages across the country and even on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon as it comes to Covenant Baptist Church. Our team talked to Chris to preview the upcoming show in a recent segment right here on The Splash Live.
Chris Wiley, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, Kevin. I appreciate this. This is cool.
No, we appreciate you being here, man. I'm already feeling your energy. I love it. And thank you for coming to West Bloomfield, bringing your comedy. And with that being said, let's start off with your energy, man. What kind of energy are you hoping to bring right here to Covenant Baptist Church in West Bloomfield on August 16th?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Kevin. I drink about 300 cups of coffee a day. So that's the energy you can pretty much expect. I'm a morning person. And but even at night, I'm coming at 7 p.m. at night, and I'm going to be wired. I'm going to be excited. The energy is a little relatable, little fun. And I walk into places, and usually people are like, I have a feeling he's a comedian. So that's the vibe I'm going to be bringing.
Yeah, and that is kind of crazy that you mentioned, because you do have that comedic energy, that upbeat, that fun, that funny, and I completely can feel that even through our virtual conversation as well. We're expecting families and life groups to come out to the church and to indulge in your comedy as well. So how does that type of community engagement actually tailor or shape the way that you actually perform in these local settings?
Yeah, so, this is what's cool, is my comedy is just relatable comedy. So family members come, people that love to go to church come, but then people that have never been into church, but they've seen me on Dry Bar Comedy, or, I used to write for Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, a bunch of other TV shows. They'll come in and just have a lot of fun with me because I do relatable comedy. So that's kind of the biggest thing, is you'll be able to walk in, you get inspired a little bit. I share some of my story, but it's all weaved in with jokes. And so we really have a lot of fun. Families, everybody can come in, and it's going to start at 7. You can even get VIP tickets, which I think I just give you a candy bar for that. So it'll be fun.
All right, just a candy bar, but that's still a great thing to add on to the comedy that we'll be receiving as well. That's right. Hilarious.
That's right.
I'll take that, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I want to speak on what you just said too, though. Right, working with Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, that's an incredible feat and part of your journey as well. So in that journey, how do you feel like performing, for these faith-based venues, even to writing Late Night with Jimmy Fallon? How's that evolved how's your comedy evolved since then?
Yeah, that was so long ago. I was 19. So I've been doing stand-up 17 years, and my mom got me into it. She, usually a parent wants you to be a lawyer or a doctor. My mom wanted me to be broke. And so I was like, all right, fine, and I loved it. And I did 200 shows my first year. And then year 2, I got hooked up to do what was called a fax writing at the time, which doesn't exist anymore. But you work on monologue jokes for the show. And so I was able to do that, which was fun. And then that snowballed into a bunch of writing for TV shows. But I just always loved stand-up. I think there's just something to say about you being in front of a bunch of people and having a moment together. And if you were to come to my other shows that are going on tour this, I start my tour this Friday. If you were to go on tour with me, you would get a different show almost every night, because it's all about this experience that you get to have.
Nice. And I love that too. And we want to speak a little bit more into that experience that you are providing with people. But with us right here live on The Splash, by the way, award-winning Christian comedian Chris Wiley, talking about being at the Covenant Baptist Church right here in West Bloomfield, August 16th for Clean Comedy Night. Now, I want to talk about the message in your comedy as well. Do you have any themes or messages that you do try to weave into your humor when you're at these events, these community-minded atmospheres as well?
Yeah, and let me just say, Kevin, thank you. The way that you hype me up, I'm like, award-winning, written for this cool stuff. I mean, you need to intro me that night.
You deserve it.
Also, I think it's my daughter that's crying. I apologize. I think it's getting figured out. But so with all of that, I think that, yes, I bring a bit of inspiration. I bring a message. I had some crazy things happen in my life, and I think a lot of people do,
Yes.
And there's some healing in humor. I cannot tell you how many times I've done a show and I get off stage and somebody's come up to me and they said, this was the worst week of their life. There's people that they have gone to their mother's funeral, and came to a comedy show. I don't even know if I could do that, but yet they walked away with healing, and they were like, I needed this. And so, comedy and laughter, it's so healing that it can just completely transform so much.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I've heard other comedians speak on that, how people come from very disappointing situations or whatever the case may be in a different mood, and then come to a comedy show to kind of lift them up. And entertainment, and a lot of times, I used to work in radio, you would feel like sometimes like you're not doing anything that's really changing lives. But when you get that feedback from people that tell you really helped me during this time, it means a lot. So I completely understand that, and I want to applaud you for that as well. Now with that being said, there has to be a balance, right? You are trying to make people laugh, but you also are putting a message in there. So how do you balance both that humor and that heart in your performance?
Well, I think I learned this. I used to be a pastor as well. So I used to be a pastor. Well, I haven't told the congregation yet. So I figured when they come back, I'll come back. You know what I'm saying? But I have a little bit of that in my background, and then stand-up comedy. And so I've learned to take my stories and the troublesome things in my life and have the jokes drive the story. So people are listening, they don't even realize that I'm talking about an inspirational thing. And so that's kind of where I kind of dive from, is like, there's some heartaches I've had, some hardships we all have. And so just sharing that up there, but a litany of jokes in it.
I could agree with that. And I'm looking forward to it. Sounds like a great time as well. Great inspiration with some humor and some laughter. I love that. Before we let you go, what type of inspiration or connection would you love for West Bloomfield families to take away from your performance?
Oh, man, I would love for them to just be inspired, to walk away and feel like they just had a great time. I really believe in the power of laughter. If you're in West Bloomfield and you're watching this and you're like, I haven't laughed in a long time, bring your family, bring your friends, and just come and enjoy it. Like, this show is for you, not for me. And so you're going to have a blast. And also, I think it's important to know, you can bring kids, you can bring family. Kevin, I'm raising raccoons right now. I don't know if you can hear the chaos in the background, but they got up 5 minutes before me, okay? And I caught them eating salami and cheese. They found the salami and cheese board. I'm raising raccoons, Kevin. I don't know how to deal with this. This is why I'm going to West Bloomfield, Michigan, because and I'm telling you what, I don't know anybody that gets up at 5 in the morning to eat a charcuterie board, but my wild children are doing it. So just come in and laugh with me. I need a break too. That's all. Maybe we can all get babysitters. I don't know, but it's gonna be fun.
When you said, I didn't know whether to take you so like, is he really raising raccoons? Yo, Chris. All right, okay. We already get a taste of the energy that he's gonna bring to West Bloomfield, and I love it. Once again, Mr. Chris Wineland, Christian comedian, award-winning, who will be at Covenant Baptist Church August 16th. Thank you again for your time, sir.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Clean Comedy Night at Covenant Baptist Church is Saturday, August 16th at 7 p.m. That's 1 week from this coming Saturday. Tickets are on sale now. Learn more on Facebook at Chris Wineland Comedy /events. That's facebook.com/Chris Wineland Comedy /events for more information and to get tickets to that show coming to West Bloomfield very soon. Bush's Fresh Food Market recently celebrated its 50th anniversary across the local area, including here in its West Bloomfield location just off a 14-mile road. And in doing so, it also celebrated a Michigan staple, the cherry. Here to reflect more on the celebration from Bush's Fresh Food Market is their Culinary Innovations Manager, Mitch Orland. Mitch, thanks so much for being with us today.
It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah, happy to have you on as you just recently concluded your Cherry Fest celebration and the 50th anniversary celebration of Bush's Fresh Food Market and all your 16 Southeast Michigan locations, including here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. What feedback have you gotten so far from that particular focus on cherries, which Michiganders love so much, and the big celebration of 50 years of one of our beloved local markets?
Well, it's been an amazing reception to the 50-year. We had a month-long promotions. We had prices from 50 years ago. And then we led into the Cherry Fest, which, as you know, local Michigan cherries. Bush's is a local staple for 50 years. And we really innovated on all the different local items, local cherry items we have. And we created items by ourselves in food service and bakery. We had probably over 40 cherry items throughout the store that we had deals on also. And then we're rolling into our Hatch Chili Fest, which you're not going to believe what we're doing for that one. So we're very excited about how we can bring each community a flavor of the whole company and the communities we serve, but also like West Bloomfield, we focus on kosher and different items and what we can do there to really dig into the community and be part of what's going on in the local food scene and helping local businesses.
And that's another important part of it, is getting involved in the local food scene. There's been a big focus from Bush's of late on hyper-local produce, and in fact, an entire program on putting that hyper-local produce cultivated at farms in the local area into these local stores. What sparked that being an emphasis for this company in recent times?
Well, it only makes sense, right? We're in Michigan. We're in this part of Michigan. We've been here a long time. It's how we've been supported by the communities, is actually their support when we bring in local products. I love to walk the farmers market, see what's new, see what's fresh. And then it's super exciting because we listen to our customers and what they want. We have the ability to move fast. We deliver to our stores 7 days a week. It's pretty amazing that we can do that. And we can have a serious kosher section in the West Bloomfield store for that community, and I like to bring that out to the other stores, what's possible. I'm a kid from Brooklyn, so I'm really excited to dig into the West Bloomfield community more and what we can do for them and share with the other stores, of course.
And it's so important in 2025 with customers wanting to know more about where their food is coming from. It comes from a local farm. They have a better idea of how many steps it's taken before it goes from its cultivation to ultimately the grocery stores, and then from there into their homes. But it also helps them learn a little bit about those products. That I would imagine it's a lot easier to tell the story of where some of this produce is coming from when you have built those relationships with those local farmers. So, what has the response been like from customers here in West Bloomfield to these efforts to further localize these relationships as you're bringing in these products?
Well, really, it's been amazing. And we actually remodeled that store a few years ago and really brought in new concepts that we could help the community. At the same time, back to the local produce, it's so fresh, right? And we know the farmers, and we can have produce from 5 miles around the Broomfield store or our Clinton store, or we could bring that into our warehouse and ship it out. That really helps the farmers and the producers. Driving stuff to the stores is do we want our farmers doing that? No, we can help them. So super excited to keep into that West Bloomfield community, though, and really dig in on community marketing. We have tons of philanthropy we do with the different areas in the community, and we're really looking forward to October because we got a lot of great stuff coming up for Oktoberfest, and then Hatch Chili right up the corner. So super excited, and I'm going to play with some new kosher food as well.
And so in a day where so many people are looking for the affordable option, and unfortunately that often comes from these big box stores, these national companies that are competing in the same space as more localized companies like Bush's, how do you then make sure that you're staying competitive while balancing that need from your side, the effective marketing tool and the effective really customer service tool of constant communication with local efforts, with your local community? How do you balance all that to stay competitive while still having that heart that you have at your 16 local stores?
Well, I'll spin that around. That is what makes us competitive, right? We are the local stores. We do dig into the communities, and it's in the name, right? Bush's, that's the family. Fresh, we're the freshest. Like, come look at our food. Look at our produce. Our guys go down to the market. And then we have relationship with the families. And, nutrient density, you can get junk food, you can get less calories, you can go to certain places, but our food has nutrient density. So if you really look at the price for your health, and the calorie, we really do better than most of those guys, and we care and we listen.
And that's what's really important here, is getting that localized service and also being able to involve people that are in these spaces in the local community as well. So if there are residents or other community groups that maybe have some of those farm-to-table options that could be seen in a fresh food market like Bush's, or they want to provide samples, have local tastings, other efforts, how can they get in contact with your organization to plan some of those even right here in West Bloomfield?
Well, that's another great thing about us. Really, they should just walk into their local store and ask for the store manager, and we will take care of them. And one of the best things, I heard a story about the West Bloomfield store. I guess Heartland Market had closed in that area, and we brought some of the folks to us. And some of the customers now come every day, but some of the cashiers that are working at Bush's, that we kept their job in the community. And we just think that's really special, what we can do for folks and what they do for us.
More information can be found on Bush's Fresh Food Market on their website, or you can visit them at their local location here in West Bloomfield, 14 Mile Road in Farmington. That's right next to Connect Senior Center, of course. Bush's.com, BUSCHS.com, or of course stop in at their location. Mitch, thank you so much for your time today and for telling us more.
Bon appetit and mazel tov.
You as well. Appreciate you joining us on the program today to tell us more. Mitch Orland from Bush's Fresh Food Market as they celebrate 50 years of their stores here in our local community. It's 16 locations in Southeast Michigan, including right here in West Bloomfield. Again, that's on 14 Mile Road in Farmington, and the same complex as the Connect Senior Center. As we roll into the first full week of August, we inch closer to going back to school and, of course, football season, both converging at one of the most anticipated community gatherings of the entire year. West Bloomfield School District Family Fun Night once again kicks off the football season at their home opener later on this month, August 28th against Dearborn Fordson. Event organizer and school board trustee Julie Beatty recently joined us on the Splash Live for a special preview of this year's festivities.
Julie, very, very happy to have you with us today.
Thank you so much for allowing me to join you. I'm really excited.
Of course, and I'm very excited to be hearing about this year's very fun Family Fun Night. And as I just said, this year's theme is saluting the U.S. military, police, and fire heroes. How did that theme come to be? What inspired it?
Yeah, good question. Actually, that's been our theme since the very beginning. We began this about 14 years ago. It was myself, along with Nancy Cooper and Pat Watson, who was the principal at the high school at the time. And we started Family Fun Night with really a simple goal. It was to bring the West Bloomfield community together to celebrate the excitement of back to school season and really to strengthen the bonds that makes our area so special. And it kind of began as a smaller gathering. It's now grown into a beloved annual tradition that welcomes families, educators, local organizations from all across the area to come in and to be together and to celebrate basically the Greater West Bloomfield area. It is a night filled with laughter, music, games, connection. But more importantly, as you were stating, it is actually a time that we honor our heroes who keep us safe. So it honors the military service, every arm of the military, the police officers, our firefighters. We even recognize the first medical responders during COVID, so we recognize doctors and nurses and our appreciation to them during that time. So as I was saying, the military honoring and the police and the fire department have actually been an integral part of our program from the very beginning. And matter of fact, for 2 years, the fire department and the police department actually had softball games going on right before our event. So they have been an integral part of really bringing this community together and wanting to acknowledge and recognize the service and sacrifice that these people make for us. And as you said, it's about community pride, it is about gratitude, it is about togetherness. And I'm really excited to see where the next 14 years takes us with this event.
I'm very excited too, and I can hear the excitement in your voice, Julie. As as you said, this event has been going on for the past 14 years. I do believe we have some photos for the people watching on Civic Center TV of last year's Family Fun Night event. It was such an amazing celebration. Can you give us an overview of maybe some of the activities planned for this year's event?
Absolutely. So as we do every year, the police department will be there. We have invited every arm of the armed forces. Right now we're having about, I believe everybody has RSVP'd, yes. But of course, things do come up. So we won't know to the day of who's actually going to be able to be on site. But as of right now, we have all the armed forces being represented. We have the police department that have been invited from Kego Harbor, Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield. So some of them are going to be bringing cars. Some of them will be bringing their dogs. So we'll be able to see the dogs from the West Bloomfield Police Department. The fire department's going to be there. They're going to bring their fire trucks, the hazmat trucks. They will be bringing a piece from the Twin Towers from the 9/11.
Oh, wow.
So we'll be able to pay honor to those who we have lost in that horrible tragedy. So that will also be on site. And we also are going to be having face painting. We're going to have flip books, so opportunity for photo booth. We've invited 95.5 to be there. They've been there for us for the last couple of years. We are having bounce houses. So this year we're expanding our bounce houses. So we're going to have bounce houses appropriate for elementary and bounce houses that are a little more bigger and challenging for the middle schoolers to enjoy. A lot of the high school students will be there. A lot of them have been involved over the last several years. The Honor Society helps out and they volunteer for the event. We have different clubs coming in to represent. I know that the drama department's going to be there and they'll be doing face painting. So there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot for everybody to come on down. Every organization from the communities, I don't even want to list them because I'll forget somebody, but a lot of the communities are going to be there. All the PTOs will be there. It's going to be a great night. And we have actually surprised this year, fingers crossed. I don't want to give it away, so you're going to have to come down to see what it is. But we do have a rather big surprise that is scheduled to happen this year.
Man, you are setting the stage beautifully, Julie. It sounds like a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what's going to be happening this year. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with Julie Beatty, the coordinator for this year's Family Fun Night that's going to be taking place on Thursday, August 28th at 5 p.m. Now, there's also going to be a varsity football game that takes place that night at West Bloomfield High School. So how do events like this strengthen school spirit and community pride, especially with the tie-in to the varsity football game?
That is our anchor. And that was always the intention for the last 14 years. This is our Friday night lights. You know, we don't have an actual downtown. So this really gets the opportunity for the community to come together like that old school, small town feel where we're supporting our local high school football team. We only have one high school in the Greater West Bloomfield area. So let's all get down there, support our team, be the community, bring your children up to the high school. It's a great way to get the little ones exposed. It's a larger campus, so it can be a little daunting. So this is a great way to introduce them not only to the campus of the high school, but to a safe, happy, fun football game and get to see a lot of the high schoolers who volunteer for the event.
That's right, and I'm so happy you just mentioned volunteering because even though you're the coordinator for this event, I'd imagine it's very difficult to put on something like this alone. Volunteering plays a very big role in helping to make this event possible. What role do volunteers and school staff play in organizing and running this event?
They're instrumental. I couldn't do this without them. As I said, we started this 14 years ago with just the principal, myself, and Nancy Cooper just brainstorming and trying to figure out a way to put this together. It has now grown in astronomically. I mean, the entire district is involved. We got the principals make an announcement at the schools, getting kids fired up. We're selling spirit gear at the site at the Family Fun Night. It's free to get in for anybody wearing, or the kids wearing any spirit gear. So it's really an opportunity for the entire district to get together. We have a dunk tank every year, and the principals and the teachers give their time and give up, you know, they get wet every year because the students will stand in line to dunk their principal and teachers. I volunteered one year, nobody wanted to dunk me, nobody cared. So it's amazing that these teachers and the principals give up their time and to be part of the event. And the entire school district central office is involved. They help coordinate it. The fire department, the police department has been incredibly supportive of this every year. The military's been supportive. It literally takes a huge village community to put this event on because it is the one event we have that is in district-wide. And it's huge and it's free. So come on down, join us on the 28th of August. We can't wait to see you. Thursday night lights this year.
Thursday night lights. I'm sure the kids absolutely love that dunk tank, but I can't wait to see what's to come from this year's event. I got one more question before we wrap things up, Julie. What advice would you give to families attending for the first time to really make the most of the evening?
Come early. There's so much to do. It starts at 5. If you come a little early, it's okay. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to see. The kids really enjoy it. We need to close down by 6:30 so we can get the armed forces and the police and fire out to the 50-yard line. So we always do a dedication to them pre-football game. So it only is about an hour and a half, even if you come at 5. So come early and enjoy the evening.
There you go. Come early and enjoy the evening. Can't wait to see it. Julie, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for supporting the event as well. I appreciate it.
You can learn more about Family Fun Night and other events in the West Bloomfield School District on their Facebook page at West Bloomfield Schools or on their website. Follow along for all of their events all throughout the school year, WBSD.org. Just down the road from us in Greater West Bloomfield, a sports legend is about to change lives for Michiganders affected by Parkinson's. The Kirk Gibson Foundation for Parkinson's is actively raising funds to support their new Kirk Gibson Center on Northwestern Highway, and their CEO is looking to bring their fundraising goal to the mountaintop. I had a chance to speak to their CEO, Steve Anier, about the new center as well as his big upcoming challenge to help raise funds to support its programming. Steve, thank you so much for being with me today.
Oh, you're welcome. Great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, super glad to have you on because your fundraising efforts, you're going all the way with this. You've done this before. You've ran a significant distance to raise funds for the Kirk Gibson Foundation, but now you're taking on perhaps your biggest goal of all. You and your wife are going to be climbing Mount Kilimanjaro to help raise funds and raise awareness for the Kirk Gibson Foundation. I just have to ask, where did this lofty idea come from?
Well, you know, it's always been a dream of mine to do it. And so having done the marathon a couple of years ago, I thought then maybe, I could combine this endeavour with my passion for helping people with Parkinson's disease and advancing the work of the foundation. So, as you mentioned, we're opening up this incredible wellness centre in a couple of months here. The official opening's on October 6th. So we've combined, this ambition to climb the mountain with this real purpose of being able to help people with Parkinson's. So that's why we're doing the fundraiser.
And it all begins on August 25th with the summit hoping to be reached by September 4th. The goal, $500,000 raised to support the Kirk Gibson Foundation. And this is really important because we know that the Kirk Gibson Foundation is doing great work and has been across the state of Michigan and beyond to help people with Parkinson's. But the Kirk Gibson Center, Steve, is going to be an even more special place to help people locally with services that are really critical to the Parkinson's community. Give us a little bit of information on what is coming to that brand new center opening soon.
Yeah, Kirk's vision has been to do everything that he could within the foundation to really impact positively the lives of people that are living with the disease. It's a really hard disease to live with. And what we do know is that exercise and movement is really important to help slow down the onset of the symptoms and to live a better quality of life, both mentally and physically. So out of this idea of higher impact and helping people directly came this vision for a centre. And we looked around the US and what other people were doing, and we looked at best practice and put together this plan to open a centre, found this incredible building in Farmington Hills. And since early this year, we've had a leadership team come on board to help us open everything up, and we've completed the design. The construction will be finished in about 2 weeks. We've got the furniture and equipment coming into the centre now. There's our leadership team there, Mary Lynn Foster, who's our CEO and a wonderful, wonderful person. Mary Lynn used to run the Red Cross here in Michigan, so a very experienced leader. And so we've got this great team on board. Everything's being finalised at the moment, and pretty soon we'll be having people in this amazing space. And it's not just about movement and exercise, which is vital, of course, but it's also a community space where people can come here. They can stay as long as they want. Their loved one caregivers can come and stay as well. So we just want to make people feel welcome. We want to make them feel included. There's no judgment here. They come and do what they want. They join the classes that they are comfortable to join, and hopefully have a really positive experience. And that leads to them having a higher quality of life. That's our goal.
Steve Vanier is with us on the Splash Live, joining us from the Kirk Gibson Foundation on today's edition of the program. The foundation looking to raise $500,000 to support the brand new Kirk Gibson Center, soon to open on Northwestern Highway in Farmington Hills. Steve and his wife Shauna very soon are going to be beginning their trek up Mount Kilimanjaro in order to help raise those funds. And Steve, you have an inspirational journey yourself, and not only are you living through that and telling your story along the way, but now you're taking that inspiration and bringing it to others. So for you, what has motivated you to continue these lofty endeavors like the marathon, like climbing Kilimanjaro with your wife, to help these people that are affected by Parkinson's?
Previously in my life, when I used to do these sort of things, it was really about personal achievement and pushing myself outside my own comfort zone and challenging myself and setting goals, which is really the type of person that I am. And I think that's changed a lot. It changed with the marathon. It certainly has changed dramatically with Kilimanjaro. So the motivation now is the purpose that we have in the foundation to be able to help other people. So getting to the top of this mountain and hopefully having a lot of people support us financially is really about helping others. Much more so than it is a personal achievement. And so when Sean and I are on that mountain and things are hard and we're helping each other, we're going to be thinking about those that we can help through raising this money. And the money will go to the centre and help with the programming that's in the centre. Everything that the centre provides is going to be free of charge. There's no insurance required. There's no money required. All the members' services will be free of charge, and that's Kirk's commitment. So this fundraiser is part of honouring that commitment.
And then these are really important resources that this community needs, and people with Parkinson's in Lower Michigan are certainly looking for. And so, Steve, in creating this center through the foundation and raising these funds, I don't think that people that aren't affected by these sorts of conditions like Parkinson's or MS or something sort of in that vicinity really understand just how significant it is to have a center like this coming to our community that provides these resources for free. So what's the reaction been like from the local community affected by Parkinson's as they're about to have these resources available to them, for some in their hometown?
Yeah, for sure. It's been extraordinary. So, we believe there are about 35,000 people that have Parkinson's in Michigan, and within about a half-hour drive of our location here in Farmington Hills, we believe there are about 8,000 people that have Parkinson's. So that's 8,000 families. So, it's a massive impact on the community in general, and it's the fastest-growing neurological disease in the US. So we needed to help. we needed to step up and help the Parkinson's community, and the reaction has been enormous. We already have 500 people, over 500 now, signed up to be members at the centre. And that can be easily done by going onto our website, the Kirk Gibson Centre.org, and registering as a member, and then we'll provide you all of the details of what to do after that. But 500 people have already signed up. We have 2 open houses coming up, one on the 9th. This is all on our website, one on the 9th of August and one on the 14th of August. So if anybody wants to have a look and come and see what it's all about, the open houses are just for that, to come and have a look around, and we'll provide some information sessions as well so people can understand. But there really is no commitment other than coming here, enjoying yourself and looking after yourself, and hopefully that helps your life in total.
The trek up Mount Kilimanjaro begins in just a few weeks. The fundraiser will run all the way through early September as both Steve and his wife Shauna make their way up Mount Kilimanjaro, hoping to raise $500,000 for the Kirk Gibson Foundation as they enter a new era, opening the Kirk Gibson Center. Steve, before we let you go, anything else that our audience should know about the center or about the foundation at this time?
I think that I just would like to say, we've got this incredible team that's been working for 2 years now to set up this centre, and we're getting very close to getting it open. The thing that we need most of all right now is to get the word out to anybody that has Parkinson's. Say, come and join us and become a member of the centre. This is here for you, and we've designed it so that you can enjoy yourself and have a good time. Secondly, we've had incredible support from the community. 3 major sponsors: Mitch Lyons Wealth, Planet Fitness, and our logistics friends. We are just so grateful for all of them. We're so grateful for the people that are donating through the website, and also very grateful for the Latch family that have put up $250,000 as a match for the Kilimanjaro climb. So if we can get to 250, we unlock another $250,000, which is incredibly generous from Rick and Suzanne and their family.
It's a significant amount of money to help a significant number of people that need these resources. They are life-changing, and you have a chance to help out. Steve, thank you so much for your time today, and best of luck as you and Shauna make your way up Kilimanjaro.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
That's our show. I want to remind you that television that's close to home is always online on CivicCenterTV.com and across our social media. Big thank you to our entire team, and of course to you for joining in. For our entire team, I'm Tyler Kieft, live, local, social. This has been The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.